The galaxy, vast and unfathomable, holds within its countless stars the stories of a million civilizations. Among these, humanity carves its own niche, a fledgling species on the galactic stage, ambitious and resilient. But ambition often attracts adversity, and in the case of humanity, it came in the form of the Galactic Empire, a dominion that spanned thousands of systems, its might unchallenged, its will, law. On the frontier planet of Series 2, nestled on the edge of human-explored space, a tragedy unfolded that would ripple through the cosmos. The Empire, in a display of force meant to quell what it saw as a burgeoning rebellion, obliterated a human settlement. Lives were lost, dreams were shattered, and among the ruins lay the innocence of mankind, epitomized by the death of a single child. This child, known for a rare disease she battled bravely, had become a symbol of hope and determination for the entire human race, her story followed by millions across the stars. News of the atrocity spread faster than light, carried by quantum-entangled communications, touching every human heart. The imagery of the destroyed settlement, the poignant remnants of the child's favorite toy, a battered space-themed music box, became the emblem of the Empire's ruthlessness. The galactic community, vast and varied, watched in silence, aghast but powerless. The Galactic Empire, after all, was not known for its mercy or restraint. Civilizations had fallen, systems had been annexed, but never before had an act so senseless and brutal sparked such universal condemnation. Back on Earth, the cradle of humanity, the response was immediate and visceral. Grief turned to rage, mourning to mobilization. The United Human Coalition, a governing body that had long sought to avoid conflict with the Empire, found itself cornered by public outcry and a moral imperative too pressing to ignore. Admiral Sarah Kinsley, a name that would soon become synonymous with humanity's defiance, stepped onto the global stage. A veteran of numerous skirmishes on the fringe of human space, her strategic acumen was unmatched. Yet it was her unyielding spirit, her ability to inspire and lead, that would define humanity's stand against the Empire. In hushed rooms and across encrypted channels, plans were drawn. Humanity would not bow. It would not show its back to the tyrants who had taken from them not just a settlement, not just lives, but a piece of their collective soul. The Galactic Empire had intended to strike fear into the heart of humanity. Instead, it ignited a fire. The stage was set, the players determined. As fleets were mobilized and alliances forged in secret, a new chapter in human history began. From the ashes of Series 2, humanity's will was tempered, unbreakable, and sharp. The galaxy watched, holding its breath, as the underdogs readied themselves to show the cosmos what it meant to stand human, to fight, to hope. The spark in the void flared into a blaze, heralding a war that would forever alter the course of galactic history. The Earth, with its deep blues and swirling clouds, served as the backdrop to an assembly unlike any before. Leaders from every human colony, representatives of Mars's terraformed expanses, the mining conglomerates of the asteroid belt, and the floating cities of Venus, converged for an emergency summit. The agenda was singular and grave, the response to the Galactic Empire's unspeakable act on Series 2. In the secure location, under the watchful gaze of Earth's oldest monuments to resilience and freedom, Admiral Sarah Kinsley took the floor. Her presence commanded silence. Her voice, when it broke the stillness, carried the weight of unspoken grief and resolute anger. "We stand united," she began, "not just by the tragedy that has befallen us, but by the resolve to ensure it never happens again. The Empire believes it can crush us with fear, but today we show them that the spirit of humanity is indomitable." The plan was audacious. With humanity's fleet scattered across its colonies, the logistics of consolidation posed a significant challenge. Yet, under Admiral Kinsley's direction, a strategy emerged. The fleet would gather in the shadow of Jupiter, using the gas giant's electromagnetic fields to mask their assembly from Imperial scouts. From there, they would launch a series of calculated strikes, targeting the Empire's outposts and supply lines. It was a campaign designed not just to harry the enemy, but to declare humanity's refusal to be subjugated. Among the assembled leaders, a young pilot named Marcus Phoenix caught Admiral Kinsley's eye. Marcus, whose exploits at the Fringe had already become the stuff of legend, embodied the new generation of humanity's defenders. His skills in the cockpit were unparalleled, but it was his unyielding courage, his willingness to risk everything for his people, that made him the ideal candidate for the vanguard of humanity's resistance. As the summit drew to a close, the room, filled with the leaders of a species once scattered and divided, resonated with a newfound unity. The decision was unanimous. Humanity would not cower in the face of tyranny. It would fight, leveraging every ounce of its ingenuity, courage, and determination. In the days that followed, the solar system buzzed with activity. Ships once engaged in commerce or exploration were retrofitted for war. Scientists and engineers worked tirelessly to develop new technologies, weapons that could give humanity an edge against the superior firepower of the Empire. And at the heart of it all was the Iron Vanguard, a battleship that embodied humanity's technological prowess and unbreakable will. Admiral Kinsley, overseeing the preparations, knew the road ahead was fraught with peril. The Empire was not known for its mercy, and the battles to come would test humanity in ways it had never been tested before. Yet, in the determination of her people, in the innovations born of necessity, she saw hope. Humanity had been underestimated, its spirit, its capacity for greatness overlooked by the Empire. It was a mistake they would soon come to regret. As fleets converged and alliances were forged in secrecy, a storm gathered on the horizon, a tempest born of grief and fueled by the desire for justice. Humanity, in all its diversity and resilience, stood ready to face the might of the Galactic Empire. The message was clear. They would bend no more. The spark ignited on Series 2 had kindled a flame, and from that flame, a firestorm was about to be unleashed. The war against the Galactic Empire unfolded across the star-streaked canvas of space, a dance of shadows and light, where every flash of a laser and detonation of a missile carved the story of humanity's defiance. Marcus Phoenix, now a captain, led the vanguard, the tip of the spear in humanity's counterattacks. His ship, the Halcyon Dawn, became a symbol of hope, its silhouette inspiring tales that spread from the core worlds to the furthest colonies. The strategy was simple yet daring, hit-and-run attacks on Imperial outposts and supply convoys, designed to stretch the Empire's resources thin and sow confusion within its ranks. Each strike was meticulously planned, exploiting the enemy's arrogance and overconfidence. Humanity's fleet, smaller and more agile, darted through space, striking with precision before disappearing into the cosmos's vast, dark swathes. One such mission led Marcus and his squadron deep into enemy territory, to a system heavily fortified yet crucial to the Empire's supply chain. The Halcyon Dawn and its escort slipped past sensor nets, ghosting through asteroid fields to emerge within striking distance of the Imperial depot. What followed was a ballet of destruction, as human ships danced through the hail of enemy fire, their weapons carving the depot into ruin. And then, as quickly as they had come, they were gone, leaving behind a smoldering testament to their defiance. Back on Earth, and across human territories, news of these strikes brought a mix of pride and trepidation. Each victory was a reminder of humanity's courage, but also of the war's stakes. Admiral Kinsley, monitoring the campaign from her command ship, knew that while these victories were vital for morale, the true battle lay ahead. The Empire, shaken by the audacity and effectiveness of these strikes, would not remain on the defensive for long. Amid the skirmishes and stealth operations, a narrative emerged, one that transcended the immediate conflict. Humanity, long seen as a minor player on the galactic stage, was challenging the might of the Galactic Empire. Each battle, each act of defiance, was a note in the symphony of human resilience. Marcus Phoenix, returning from another successful raid, felt the weight of this narrative. To him, the war was personal, a quest for vengeance for the innocents lost on Ceres II, and a fight for the future of his species. Yet amid the chaos of war, moments of tranquility aboard the Halcyon Dawn reminded him of what they were fighting for, a chance for humanity to forge its own destiny among the stars. The war, however, was more than a series of battles. It was a test of humanity's unity and resolve. Across human territories, people from all walks of life contributed to the war effort. Factories that once produced civilian goods now churned out war material. Scientists and engineers developed new technologies at a breakneck pace, and civilians volunteered in droves for support roles, their efforts a testament to humanity's capacity to come together in times of crisis. The unveiling of the Iron Vanguard marked a pivotal moment in humanity's campaign against the Galactic Empire. Designed in secret by Earth's best minds, this battleship was not just a marvel of human ingenuity, it was a symbol of humanity's resolve and technological prowess. With Admiral Sarah Kinsley at the helm, the Iron Vanguard was ready to spearhead the next phase of the conflict, aiming to strike a decisive blow against the Empire. The Iron Vanguard boasted advancements that set it apart from any vessel within the human fleet or the Empire's arsenal. Its hull, layered with a newly developed composite, could withstand unprecedented levels of punishment. Its engines, a hybrid of traditional fusion and experimental quantum drives, offered both power and agility unheard of in a ship its size. But its crown jewel was the Singularity Cannon, a weapon capable of tearing through the fabric of space itself to deliver devastation to anything in its path. Admiral Kinsley, understanding the psychological and strategic importance of this vessel, planned its maiden strike with meticulous care. The target was the Imperial stronghold of Lyrae Sector, a hub of military command and logistical support that the Empire considered impregnable. A direct assault would be costly and could undermine the Iron Vanguard's introduction. Instead, Kinsley opted for cunning. Under the cloak of nebulae and the silent drift of space debris, the Iron Vanguard and its accompanying flotilla made their approach. The strike was timed with precision, to coincide with the cycle of local solar flares, masking their final approach. When the Iron Vanguard finally broke cover, it was too late for the Empire to mount a cohesive defense. The Singularity Cannon, charged with the collective hopes of humanity, unleashed its fury. A vortex of tearing energy lanced through space, striking the heart of the Imperial stronghold. The devastation was immediate and total, with the stronghold's defenses crumbling under the unprecedented assault. What followed was a surgical strike by the human fleet, exploiting the chaos to inflict further damage and secure a significant victory. News of the Iron Vanguard's success spread rapidly, bolstering morale across human territories and sending a clear message to the Galactic Empire. Humanity was no longer the underdog. This victory, however, was not without its consequences. The Empire, now fully aware of the threat posed by humanity, began to marshal its vast resources for a counteroffensive, one that would test the resolve and ingenuity of the human race like never before. Amid the celebrations, Admiral Kinsley and Captain Marcus Phoenix, who led one of the flanking squadrons in the assault, shared a moment of quiet reflection. They knew that the Iron Vanguard's victory was a turning point, but also that the hardest battles lay ahead. The war was far from over, and the Empire, with its vast territories and resources, would not crumble from a single defeat. The Iron Vanguard, now a legend in its own right, prepared for the next phase of the conflict. Its crew, a mix of seasoned veterans and bright-eyed recruits inspired by the recent victory, understood the gravity of their mission. They were not just fighting for survival, they were fighting for the right of humanity to exist as equals among the stars. As the Iron Vanguard set its course for the next target, the unity and determination of its crew reflected the broader sentiment across human space. The war had brought out the best of humanity, courage, innovation, and an unyielding spirit. The Galactic Empire had awakened a sleeping giant, and now it would have to face the full might of human ingenuity and resilience. In the aftermath of the Iron Vanguard's stunning debut, the Galactic Empire scrambled to reassess the threat posed by humanity. The destruction of the Lyrae Sector stronghold was not just a military loss, but a blow to the Empire's image of invincibility. Amidst this turmoil, a whisper began to spread among the stars, a rumor of a civilization that had long watched from the shadows, horrified by the Empire's brutality. The Illyrians, a species renowned for their wisdom and pacifism, had observed the conflict with growing concern. Their philosophy of non-intervention had kept them from taking sides in galactic conflicts. But the destruction on Ceres II and humanity's defiant stand against the Empire moved them to action. In secret, they reached out to Admiral Sarah Kinsley, offering their support. This clandestine alliance was a turning point. The Allurians, though pacifists, possessed advanced technologies far beyond what humanity had achieved. Their mastery of stealth technology and energy shielding offered new avenues for the human fleet to strike at the Empire or defend against its onslaughts. Furthermore, their extensive intelligence network provided invaluable insights into the Empire's strategies and vulnerabilities. The first collaboration between humanity and the Allurians was a covert operation designed to intercept a crucial Imperial convoy. The mission required a delicate touch, leveraging Allurian stealth technology to bypass the convoy's escorts undetected. Captain Marcus Phoenix was chosen to lead this mission, his ship outfitted with Allurian technology that rendered it nearly invisible to conventional sensors. Marcus and his crew, now shadows among the stars, approached the convoy with silent precision. The operation was a success, yielding not just supplies but also critical data on the Empire's next planned offensive. This triumph was a testament to the strength found in unity, in the joining of disparate peoples against a common foe. The alliance, however, did not go unnoticed. The Empire, with its vast network of spies and informants, began to suspect that humanity had gained new allies. The stakes of the war escalated, with the Empire redirecting its focus towards uncovering this hidden benefactor and crushing the burgeoning resistance. Amidst the strategic maneuvers and battles, a bond formed between the humans and the Allurians. Shared ideals and mutual respect bridged the gap between their cultures, creating a partnership based on more than just military necessity. Stories of human courage and determination spread among Allurian worlds, igniting a sense of kinship and solidarity. For the Allurians, the decision to aid humanity was not taken lightly. It marked a significant shift in their philosophy, driven by the belief that there are moments in history when action becomes a moral imperative. For humanity, the alliance was a beacon of hope, a sign that they were not alone in their fight against the Empire. Navara, a planet known for its rich deposits of trilite, a rare mineral crucial for the production of energy shields, had become the next focal point in the escalating war between humanity and the Galactic Empire. Holding Navara would not only deprive the Empire of a vital resource, but would also provide humanity and its Allurian allies a strategic foothold deep within contested space. The stage was set for a confrontation that would be remembered as a turning point in the conflict. Admiral Sarah Kinsley, leveraging the intelligence provided by the Allurians, devised a plan to besiege Navara. The operation would require all the cunning and bravery humanity could muster, combined with the technological advantages their allies had shared. The Iron Vanguard, accompanied by a fleet of human and Allurian ships, made its approach, hidden from the Empire's prying eyes by stealth technologies that rendered them almost invisible against the backdrop of space. The initial phase of the siege involved a series of hit-and-run attacks designed to weaken the Empire's orbital defenses. Captain Marcus Phoenix, now a figure of legend among the human forces, led these assaults with a precision and audacity that had become his hallmark. Each strike was a testament to humanity's resolve, and with each engagement, the Empire's grip on Navara loosened. But the Empire was not without its defenses. The battle for Navara escalated as Imperial reinforcements arrived, bringing with them a new class of warships designed to counter the stealth technology used by the human Allurian fleet. The conflict reached its zenith as both fleets clashed in the orbit of Navara, a maelstrom of energy and metal that lit up the darkness of space. On the ground, the situation was no less dire. Human and Allurian ground forces, equipped with advanced armor and weaponry, engaged Imperial troops in the rugged terrain of Navara. The planet's surface became a labyrinth of trenches and fortifications, with both sides vying for control over the trilite mines. The siege dragged on, becoming a grueling test of endurance and ingenuity. The humans and Allurians, facing supply shortages and mounting casualties, were forced to innovate. Sabotage and guerrilla tactics became the order of the day, with small teams striking at the Empire's supply lines and communication networks, sowing chaos in their ranks. Admiral Kinsley, ever the strategist, realized that a decisive blow was needed to break the stalemate. In a daring maneuver, the Iron Vanguard, risking everything, breached the Empire's orbital blockade to deliver a team of special operatives to the planet's surface. Their mission: to infiltrate the Imperial Command Center and disable the planetary defense grid. The operation was fraught with peril, but the team, led by a seasoned Illyrian commando named Lyra, succeeded against all odds. With the defense grid offline, the Iron Vanguard and its accompanying fleet launched a full-scale assault, decimating the remaining Imperial forces and securing Navara for humanity and its allies. The siege of Navara was not just a military victory, it was a statement. Humanity, with the aid of the Illyrians, had demonstrated its capability to challenge the Empire's dominion. The victory at Navara served as a beacon of hope to other civilizations subjugated by the Empire, inspiring a wave of resistance across the galaxy. As the dust settled on Navara, Admiral Kinsley and Captain Phoenix, looking out over the planet they had fought so hard to free, understood the true cost of their victory. The battle had tested their resolve, their unity, and their willingness to sacrifice. But it had also shown them the strength found in alliance, in the shared dream of a galaxy free from tyranny. The siege of Navara would be remembered not just as a strategic triumph, but as a moment when the fate of the galaxy hung in the balance, and humanity, along with its Illyrian allies, tipped the scales towards hope. As the echoes of victory at Navara resonated across the galaxy, the war entered a new phase, characterized by shadows and subterfuge. The Galactic Empire, rattled by its defeat and the growing alliance against it, intensified its efforts to crush the human Illyrian coalition. In response, humanity and its allies adapted, employing espionage and intelligence to undermine the Empire's might from within. At the heart of this shadow war was Lena Corvus, a human operative whose talents lay not in the cockpit of a starfighter or the bridge of a battleship, but in the silent, unseen realms of espionage. Her mission was perilous: to infiltrate the highest echelons of the Empire, uncovering secrets that could tilt the balance of power irrevocably in favor of humanity and its allies. Lena's journey took her deep into enemy territory, to worlds where the Empire's rule was absolute. Disguised as a merchant, she navigated the complex social hierarchies of the Empire, slowly building a network of informants and sympathizers disillusioned with their ruler's tyranny. Her goal was the Imperial Archives on Centauri Prime, a treasure trove of strategic intelligence. The path was fraught with danger. Imperial counterintelligence, aware of the increasing threat of spies, had tightened security, making Lena's mission a deadly game of cat and mouse. Every interaction, every piece of data extracted brought her closer to her objective, but also deeper into the web of suspicion. Meanwhile, in the void of space, the Iron Vanguard and its fleet continued their campaign, striking at Imperial outposts and supply lines, each victory inspired by the hope that Lena's intelligence would soon deliver a crippling blow to the Empire. The turning point came when Lena, after months of careful maneuvering, gained access to the archives. What she found was more damning than anyone had dared hope: detailed plans for a superweapon capable of devastating entire star systems, a weapon that would ensure the Empire's dominance if completed. With the data in her possession, Lena embarked on a harrowing journey back to Allied space. Pursued by the Empire's elite agents, she used every trick at her disposal, every favor owed by her network, to evade capture. The chase led her across the galaxy, from the neon-lit streets of shadowy outposts to the cold darkness of asteroid fields, a testament to her skill and determination. Her return to the Iron Vanguard was a moment of triumph, tinged with exhaustion. The intelligence she provided was a key to victory, revealing not just the threat of the superweapon but also the cracks in the Empire's facade, dissent among its ranks, exploited worlds ready to rebel, and vulnerabilities in its seemingly impregnable defenses. Admiral Kinsley and Captain Phoenix, armed with Lena's intelligence, adjusted their strategies accordingly. the focus shifted from direct confrontation to undermining the Empire's capacity to wage war, sabotaging the superweapons construction and supporting uprisings on subjugated worlds. Lena's mission had changed the nature of the war. No longer was it just a clash of fleets and armies, it was a battle for the soul of the galaxy, fought in the shadows and ashes of fallen worlds. Her courage and cunning had opened a new front against the Empire, one that exploited its arrogance and overreach. While the theaters of space and the clandestine corridors of espionage waged their battles, another front, vital yet often overlooked, unfolded across the human territories. It was the home front, where the combined efforts of civilians and scientists underpinned the very essence of the war effort against the Galactic Empire. In the wake of Lena Corvus's daring return with critical intelligence, the spirit of resistance and innovation surged. Across Earth and the colonies, factories once dedicated to peaceful commerce and exploration pivoted to the production of war material. The designs of ships and weaponry were refined overnight, incorporating the latest from frontline feedback and espionage revelations. The innovation was not just in weaponry. Energy and resource management systems became more efficient, vital in a war where blockades and resource denial were commonplace. Medical technologies advanced at a pace never seen, driven by the necessity of healing those who bore the brunt of the Empire's aggression. Amid this whirlwind of activity stood the scientists and engineers, the unsung heroes of humanity's defiance. Among them, Dr. Emilia Torres emerged as a beacon of ingenuity. Her work on adaptive shield technology, inspired by Allurian designs but pushed beyond known limits, promised to level the playing field in battles where the Empire's might was overwhelming. But it wasn't just the technological battle that was being fought. It was also one of wills and beliefs. Propaganda, both from the Empire and the human Allurian alliance, flooded the networks. Here, another front was waged, a battle for the hearts and minds across the galaxy. Humanity's struggle was framed not just as a fight for survival, but as a stand against oppression, a beacon for all civilizations under the Empire's yoke. Volunteer networks sprang up, driven by a collective human spirit that refused to be quenched. These networks managed supply chains, ran refugee camps, and ensured that the front lines were supplied with everything from munitions to morale-boosting messages from loved ones. Children and the elderly, unable to fight, contributed by assembling care packages and working in community gardens to bolster food supplies. In one poignant instance, a group of schoolchildren from Mars's domed cities initiated a galaxy-wide campaign, sending hand-drawn messages of hope and unity to soldiers and allies alike. These messages, simple yet profound, became a symbol of what was at stake, a reminder that the war was not just for territory, but for the future of all sentient beings who yearned for freedom. This unseen front, bridging the gap between the cold mechanics of war and the warmth of human compassion, became the backbone of the resistance. Every rivet in a ship's hull, every medical breakthrough, and every message of support contributed to a tapestry of resilience that spanned human-occupied space. The Alliance's victories, fueled by the unyielding efforts on the unseen front, and the critical intelligence unearthed by Lena Corvus, had begun to turn the tide of the war. The Galactic Empire, once an indomitable colossus striding across the galaxy, now found itself on the back foot, reeling from the strategic and psychological blows dealt by humanity and its Allurian allies. The stage was set for a daring operation that would not only symbolize humanity's resistance, but could also herald the beginning of the end for the Empire's tyranny. The target was the Imperial capital itself, a fortified planetoid known as the heart of the Empire, shielded by a formidable array of defenses and a fleet that had been deemed impregnable. But within the seemingly invincible armaments lay vulnerabilities, secrets extracted from the depths of the Imperial archives and confirmed by the sacrifices of countless spies and operatives. Admiral Sarah Kinsley, with the support of the Allurian High Command, devised a plan of unprecedented audacity. The Iron Vanguard, accompanied by a fleet comprised of the finest ships the Alliance had to offer, would spearhead an assault on the heart of the Empire. The operation, codenamed Titanfall, was humanity's most ambitious endeavor, a gambit that would require every ounce of skill, courage, and determination the Alliance could muster. The initial phase of Titanfall was a masterclass in diversion and deception. Feints and false attacks were launched across the Empire's border, drawing its fleets away from the capital. Meanwhile, Marcus Phoenix, now a commander of a special operations group, led a covert insertion onto the planetoid's surface. Their mission: to disable the planetary defense network from within, a task that would require infiltrating the most secure facilities of the Empire. As the Iron Vanguard and its fleet emerged from hyperspace on the outskirts of the heart of the Empire, the battle commenced. It was a confrontation that would be etched in the annals of galactic history, a clash between the forces of freedom and the defenders of tyranny. The skies above the planetoid became a canvas of light and darkness, painted with the strokes of laser fire and the explosions of falling titans. On the surface, Marcus and his team navigated the labyrinthine corridors of the Imperial complex, engaging elite guards and circumventing security measures with the aid of technology provided by their Elurian allies. Each step brought them closer to their objective, each victory paid for with blood and resolve. As the space battle reached its crescendo, the ground team succeeded in their mission, sending the planetary defense network into chaos. The Iron Vanguard, seizing the moment, unleashed the full fury of its singularity cannon, breaching the defenses and allowing the Alliance fleet to pour through. The heart of the Empire was laid bare, its forces scattered and disorganized. The ensuing ground assault saw human and Elurian soldiers fighting side by side, liberating the planetoid street by street, corridor by corridor. The battle was fierce, the cost high, but the spirit of the Alliance remained unbroken. The fall of the heart of the Empire was a turning point in the war. It signaled not just a strategic victory, but a moral one. Across the galaxy, oppressed worlds rose in rebellion, inspired by the audacity of humanity and its allies. The once unassailable might of the Empire crumbled, not just under the weight of military defeat, but also due to the awakening of a collective will for freedom. In the aftermath of the battle, as the dust settled on the ruins of tyranny, the Alliance stood on the precipice of a new era. The fall of the Empire's capital had shown the galaxy that no oppressor was too powerful to be challenged, that the light of hope could pierce the darkest of shadows. Admiral Kinsley and Commander Phoenix, overlooking the liberated capital, knew that the road ahead would be fraught with challenges. The Empire was wounded, but not vanquished. Yet, in this moment of triumph, they allowed themselves to believe in a future where peace could flourish among the stars, a future they had fought so hard to secure. In the wake of the monumental victory at the heart of the Empire, the Alliance faced the daunting task of navigating the power vacuum left by the Empire's crumbling authority. Yet, amidst the celebrations and the forward-looking plans for reconstruction and unity, there remained one critical mission: capturing the Emperor, the architect of countless atrocities, and the symbolic head of the imperial tyranny. This mission, dubbed Heart of Darkness, was not just about securing justice for the galaxy's countless victims. It was about capturing the very essence of the Empire's will, breaking it once and for all. Admiral Sarah Kinsley appointed a select team for the task, led by none other than Commander Marcus Phoenix, whose actions had already become legendary. The team, composed of elite human and Elurian operatives, prepared to infiltrate the Emperor's last known stronghold, a labyrinthine fortress hidden deep within a nebula, cloaked in shadows and protected by the remnants of the Imperial fleet. This fortress, rumored to be as old as the Empire itself, was a place of dark secrets and deadly defenses. Marcus and his team embarked on their mission under the cover of darkness, utilizing a stealth ship modified with the latest Elurian cloaking technology. Their approach was silent, undetected by the Imperial sentries that patrolled the nebula's murky depths. Inside the stronghold, the team encountered a world unlike any other, a palace of twisted spires and shadowed halls, each corner a testament to the Emperor's paranoia and megalomania. It was a maze of traps and elite guards, a final test of the Alliance's resolve and ingenuity. The deeper they ventured, the more the stronghold seemed to fight back, as if the very walls were alive with the dark will of the Empire. Despite the dangers, Marcus's team pressed on, driven by the knowledge that the fate of the galaxy hung in the balance. Their journey led them to the heart of the fortress, where the Emperor awaited, not as a ruler in his grandiose throne room, but as a desperate tyrant in a stark, fortified chamber, surrounded by his most loyal and fanatical protectors. The confrontation was inevitable, a clash of ideals as much as arms. The battle was fierce, each member of Marcus's team fighting with a ferocity born of righteous anger and the heavy weight of those who had fallen in their cause. In the end, it was Marcus who faced the Emperor, a final duel that would decide the course of the galaxy's future. With the Emperor's capture, the mission was complete, but the victory was bittersweet. The stronghold, with its dark secrets and echoes of suffering, was a reminder of the cost of freedom and the enduring scars of tyranny. As they returned to the Alliance's fold, the Emperor in custody, Marcus and his team were met not just with celebration, but with a solemn acknowledgement of their sacrifice and bravery. The mission had been a success, but the war for the galaxy's soul was far from over. The Emperor's capture marked the end of an era, but it also heralded the beginning of a new challenge, building a future where such darkness could never take hold again. Admiral Kinsley, addressing the Alliance, spoke not just of victory, but of vigilance. "Today we have struck a blow against tyranny," she declared. "But the true test of our resolve lies ahead. We must guard against the darkness within if we are to light the way forward for the galaxy." The capture of the Emperor sent shockwaves through the remnants of the Galactic Empire, signaling a shift in the galactic power dynamic that many had thought impossible. But even as celebrations erupted across the human and Allurian territories, the Alliance braced for the Empire's final desperate retaliation. It was an inevitability that Admiral Sarah Kinsley and her advisors had long anticipated, a last stand by the Empire's fractured but still formidable forces. The reckoning came at Earth, humanity's cradle. The Empire, in a last bid for vengeance, amassed what remained of its fleet, aiming to strike a devastating blow against the planet. The message was clear. If the Empire could not rule the galaxy, it would leave scars so deep that they would never heal. As the Imperial fleet advanced, a sense of unity and resolve solidified among the inhabitants of Earth and its defenders. This was not just a battle for survival, but a stand for the ideals and freedoms that had propelled humanity and its allies throughout the conflict. The planet's defenses, bolstered by technologies developed on the unseen front and strategies honed in the fires of war, were ready. The Iron Vanguard, alongside a fleet of human and Allurian ships, stood as Earth's first and last line of defense. Commander Marcus Phoenix, now a seasoned veteran of the war, led the orbital defense from the Halcyon Dawn, his ship that had become a symbol of humanity's indomitable spirit. The battle that ensued was titanic, a clash of wills as much as weapons. The Imperial fleet, driven by desperation and the desire for revenge, fought with a ferocity that was unmatched. But the defenders of Earth, fighting for their home, their families, and their future, met them with equal valor. In the heart of the battle, amidst the chaos of exploding ships and the deadly dance of fighter craft, a pivotal moment unfolded. The Iron Vanguard, utilizing the Singularity Cannon, struck a decisive blow against the Imperial flagship, a symbol of the Empire's fading might. The destruction of the flagship, with its command structure and the war's last embers of Imperial hope, marked the turning point of the battle. On the surface, citizens and soldiers alike held their breath, their eyes fixed on the skies, where the fate of their world was being decided. The resilience of Earth's people, their willingness to stand in solidarity against the shadow of annihilation, became the unbreakable shield against the Empire's fury. As the last of the Imperial forces were vanquished, a profound silence fell. The battle for Earth, anticipated as the war's darkest hour, had instead become its brightest triumph. The planet had withstood the Empire's wrath, a testament to the Alliance's strength and the enduring spirit of those who had fought. The victory was more than a military success. It was a reaffirmation of the galactic community's resolve to never again succumb to tyranny. The defeat of the Empire's final offensive marked the end of its reign of fear and the beginning of a new era of hope and rebuilding. In the aftermath, as the debris of the battle drifted silently in Earth's orbit, there was time for reflection. The cost had been high, the sacrifices great. But in this moment of reckoning, humanity and its allies had proven that unity, courage, and the pursuit of justice were forces no empire could quell. With the final remnants of the Galactic Empire defeated and the threat of tyranny extinguished, the galaxy embarked on a journey of recovery and reconciliation. The aftermath of the war brought both challenges and opportunities, as the alliance forged during the conflict now faced the task of rebuilding what had been shattered by years of conflict. Earth, scarred but unbowed, became a beacon of resilience and renewal. Its cities, once battlegrounds, now bustled with activity as reconstruction efforts began in earnest. The scars of war were visible, but so too were the signs of hope, the sprouting of new life amidst the ruins, the laughter of children playing in streets once filled with fear. Across human and Allurian territories, efforts to heal and rebuild were met with a sense of unity and purpose that had been forged in the crucible of war. Resources were pooled, knowledge shared, and alliances strengthened as the galaxy worked together to ensure that the mistakes of the past would not be repeated. But amidst the celebrations and the rebuilding, there remained the sobering realization of the cost of war. Countless lives had been lost, worlds ravaged, and civilizations shattered. Memorials were erected to honor the fallen, their names etched in stone as a reminder of the sacrifices made in the name of freedom. For the survivors, the scars ran deeper than the physical. The trauma of war lingered, a shadow that cast its pall over even the brightest moments of victory. But amidst the pain, there was also resilience, the determination to rebuild, to honor the memories of those who had fallen, and to create a future worthy of their sacrifice. In the corridors of power, discussions turned to the establishment of a new order, a galactic alliance founded on principles of democracy, equality, and mutual respect. The lessons of the war had been hard won, but they had also shown the potential for cooperation and unity among the diverse peoples of the galaxy. Admiral Sarah Kinsley, hailed as a hero of the war, became a symbol of this new era, a leader whose courage and conviction had guided humanity and its allies through the darkest of times. Her vision for a galaxy free from tyranny and oppression became the guiding star for generations to come. As the galaxy looked to the future, there was a sense of cautious optimism, a belief that despite the scars of war, a brighter tomorrow was within reach. The alliance forged in the crucible of conflict had proven that even in the face of overwhelming odds, humanity and its allies could overcome, could triumph, and could build a future worthy of the sacrifices made along the way. With the echoes of war fading into memory, the galaxy embraced a new era, one defined by reconstruction, cooperation, and the pursuit of peace. Across the human and Allurian territories, the scars of conflict began to heal, replaced by the promise of a brighter tomorrow. On Earth, once again a beacon of hope for all sentient beings, efforts to rebuild and renew flourished. Cities devastated by war were transformed into centers of innovation and creativity, fueled by the resilience of their inhabitants. The planet's recovery became a symbol of humanity's capacity to rise from the ashes, stronger and more united than ever before. The alliance between humanity and the Allurians deepened, evolving from a wartime necessity into a partnership built on mutual respect and shared values. Together they embarked on ambitious projects of exploration and discovery, pushing the boundaries of science and charting new frontiers among the stars. In the halls of governance, discussions turned to the establishment of a new galactic order, one that would ensure the mistakes of the past were never repeated. Diplomats and leaders from across the galaxy came together to draft treaties and charters, laying the groundwork for a future founded on principles of democracy, justice, and equality for all. Admiral Sarah Kinsley, hailed as a hero of the war, played a pivotal role in shaping this new era. Her leadership and vision guided the alliance through the tumultuous transition from conflict to peace, earning her the respect and admiration of all who knew her. Yet she remained humble, ever mindful of the sacrifices made by so many in the name of freedom. As the galaxy looked to the stars with renewed hope and optimism, there was a sense of unity, a recognition that despite their differences, they were bound together by their shared humanity and their shared aspirations for a better future. The promise of tomorrow shone brightly, a beacon of light in a universe once shrouded in darkness. And so, as the galaxy embraced the dawn of a new era, it did so with a sense of purpose and determination. For though the challenges ahead would be great, they were nothing compared to the resilience and courage of those who had fought and sacrificed so much to bring about this moment of peace and prosperity.